Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back into Citadelle Day More. So the boss fight on this map can be quite challenging, and after me fighting it dozens and dozens of times and winning, most of those times, I kind of wanted to share some of my wisdom and my strategies for defeating the Guardian boss here in Citadelle Day More. So that's what we're going to go ahead and go over. I'm going to give you a raw, unedited, I'm going to walk you through the fight, and I'm even using a gun here, a weapon that I have never used before against the Guardian, just to kind of show that you can use pretty much whatever weapon that you want. Got the Tano 22. I'll give you a build if we're successful after this fight, and I'm going to post this video whether we beat this boss or not, because the strategies are going to be the same no matter what. But I got an Easter egg that I need to get through here first. I am going to edit out and skip all of that, and I will see you when it is time for the Guardian. Okay, so I think we are ready here for the boss fight. So let me go over real quick the gobblegums that I bring in, and I usually just start the match with these because I know these are the ones that I went for the boss fight. I always bring a shields up in case I run out of armor and I need to get some armor real quick. I bring a power keg, and so I can get one of my field upgrades back if I were to need it. And for this particular boss fight, I bring in on the house. And the reason I bring that on the house gobblegum is if you happen to go down in this fight and you don't have Jug, you are in a world of hurt and you're pretty much going to get one hit by most of his attacks. So I bring the on the house to just hope that I get a Juggernog if I have to pop that if I happen to go down. So that is the reason that I bring that. But let's go ahead and place in this Guardian key here. And I'm going to go ahead and put some Light Mend on my... No, actually, Light Mend, because we got a number of Doppelgas to deal with. So we're going to go and put Light Mend. The Guardian does not have an elemental weakness, so it doesn't really matter what you bring in. You can bring in something to help with the Doppelgas or with the Amalgam. But the Amalgam we can just kill with an electric incantation while we're in the fight. But here we go. Let's go. All right, and unfortunately we took a hit there right before we got in here by that helmeted guy. I wasn't paying any attention. I had to do a quick save and quit before I started this boss fight. I had to take a little bit of a break here. But so during this first phase, I would recommend, first off, always bring in the light sword. Make sure you have the light sword and make sure you have it like leveled up where it's got its full power and everything. And I like to go ahead and deal with the few zombies that spawn in right here off the rip real quick and get those out of the way. Now the zombie spawns are not infinite zombie spawns here, so once you deal with the zombies, you can pretty much just focus your attention on the boss from that point. But I like to go ahead and kill off a few of those before I get going here. That way we can focus our attention here on the Guardian. Now this first phase, you are going to have to break off all of his armor. And if I stop talking for a moment, I apologize. Sometimes I get locked in, and we're doing pretty decent armor damage here with this Tonto. I'm actually kind of impressed with it. The fire rate is a bit slow on this weapon, so of course the damage numbers are going to be just a little bit higher, but he's got armor on his chest, his shoulders, his arms, his legs. So what you kind of want to do is just pick a spot on the body, and I've been kind of shooting everywhere on the body, so I need to follow my own advice right now. I'm going to go ahead and start aiming down for this left leg here, and I'm going to work on getting the armor broke off of that left leg. And there we go. Now it's going to reveal a weak point right there on the left leg. You see how it is glowing? Now that's not going to be an infinite weak point. And notice now also with the Tonto, see now that weak point is gone. So we need to break off another piece of armor. So I'm going to start aiming for his right leg now, so we can get that piece of armor broken off. If you notice with the Tonto there is a couple of different damage values we were getting there, and that's because the range on the SMGs is not very good. It's not a very long range. So if you get in close, obviously you're going to get some higher damage numbers. And then once you get that armor off, make sure you are focusing fire as quickly as you can on that area there, because it is not going to stay there infinitely. In there, that one is gone. So let's go ahead and focus in up a little higher up. But actually that ends round number 1. So after the first phase here, now of course I had to do that save and quit, so we're going to get these zombies here spawning in infinitely, which is honestly pretty annoying. But we're going to get some zombies that are going to spawn in here, and we are just simply going to take them out with our light sword. Nice, easy, simple, easy peasy. And they should be spawning in here any moment now. And there they are. All right, so like I said, just take the light sword. When I'm doing this, when I'm coming in just for boss fights with the melee macchiato, I'll go ahead and throw up I'll put some augments up on screen that I'm using for everything here in this fight. For all of my augments here, I'll just go ahead and put them all up. But for the melee macchiato, when I'm just doing boss fights and I'm not doing like high round runs, I am using the augment that lets you swing it faster, which lets me kill off a lot more zombies a little bit quicker. You know, I'm not just camping in corners, things like that when you're doing the high round strategy, so you don't need the augment that lets you heal your health. You can just use the faster augment here so you can kill off these zombies a little bit quicker. And then once the second phase does eventually start here, I'm going to relatively do about the same strategy. We're going to have a number of zombies left over here, so we'll focus in and get as many of those guys done as we possibly can. Let's go ahead and take out this doppelgast. There he is. Take that out. Now, like I said, look at this. We still have a number of zombies left here, and we just took a hit from that guy, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and focus in and take out a few of these guys anyway, and try to help get them out of our way so we can focus in on the boss. Now, you can parry his attacks here with the sword as well, but you got to have the timing right. And honestly, I miss the timing 9 times out of 10, so I don't even try to do it half the time, because I'll sit there and be like, oh, I'll just parry his attack if he comes at me, and then I miss it. So if you are good at that, if you can do that, hey, by all means, go ahead and do it. And a good thing to use in this portion of the boss fight as well is your PhD slider to just take out these random zombies just like this. If you're using the PhD slider, you can go ahead and take them out. But now that we got the zombies dealt with, got them out of our way, we can turn and focus fire. Now, we don't have any time limit or anything, so take your time, just run clockwise, getting away from the boss here. And we got to focus in on these armor pieces again. So now we got that shoulder broken off there, and we're going to go ahead and focus our attention on that weak spot there as much as we can. Just keep moving clockwise. The key to this is to just keep moving. Once you see that red circle like that, get the heck out of there very, very quickly. Very quickly get out of there, because he's about to do his slam attack there, and that will do some incredible damage to you. And obviously you want to stay away from these fireballs as well, because those are going to do a lot of damage also. But you can do that just simply by moving. Like, you see him winding up for the attack, just move on out to the side there. There we go. There we go. We got another one, and you need to make sure you're avoiding all this lava on the ground as well, because if you run through this, it will damage you. Now, the lava won't stay there forever. It will come and go. So just, we got to get out of there. There we go. There we go. All right, stamina up, PhD slider. Those things are huge, and I didn't get out of there quite quick enough. I saw him winding up, and then, oh, okay, that was an accident. I want to hit the reload button. No. Okay. All right. Well, we will just deal with the zombies then, I guess, here real quick. Now, I do usually bring a mutant injection into this fight, and the reason that I do is just simply, I don't even think this does really any damage to him at all. It's really not doing anything. It's just a little get out of jail free card if you happen to need it. If you happen to be able to need to get out of there real quick, you're in a pinch with some zombies or something, you can go ahead and hit it. But really all I wanted to do was reload my weapon there. But you know, fat fingers happen. But we're just going to keep focusing in. There we go. We got another one of his weak points here. Now, the biggest issue during this particular phase of the fight is going to be all of these fireballs, and you have to pay attention on the ground as well to make sure you are not running into those streams of lava there. But we're going to keep just focus on the bright glowing sections of them. See, we almost PhD slid our way right into one of those. And then we're going to focus. We need to break some more of his armor here, because we don't have any weak points. But I think, where can we get our next weak point with this guy? Let's see. Which ones have we not done? And there we go. PhD slider to the rescue. There we go. There we go. We got that arm, that wrist, whatever that is right there. But we're going to focus in right on that bad boy. And if we can get it nice and tight, look how much those damage numbers increase once we get inside that maximum damage range with the Tonto, which I want to say is only like 10 meters or so. I'm using the long barrel. So we get a little bit of extra range, but the Tonto does not have very much range at all. But now he's got that glowing portion right there in the middle of his chest. And that is his most weak point right there. And that is what we're going to focus all of our attention on here, in the third and final phase, which we are about to enter here. Now, again, this is just going to be rinse and repeat what we did between phase 1 and phase 2. We're just going to pull out our light sword, and the light sword has multiple advantages here. It's going to drop, I feel like it, maybe I could be wrong. It might not actually do it. I've never really tested it, but I'm pretty sure the light sword causes the zombies to drop more armor than any of the other swords. So you are going to have all kinds of armor plates on the ground. Unfortunately, they're not going to stay there for the duration of the fight. They will disappear toward the end of each phase, but you're going to have a fair amount of armor that you can use for a large majority of the fight. And another thing you need to notice, as each phase continues on here, the size of the arena continues to get smaller and smaller. This outer lava continues to encroach in on here. So this is the smallest the arena is going to be. So you only have this area basically right around these stairs right here. And that is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this electric incantation because we're going to get an amalgam spawn here in just a moment. And we're going to deal with him just by hitting him with, there we go. We're going to hit him with the electric incantation, parry this. There we go. Hit him with that electric, and that should deal with him. There we go. He's gone. Now, again, I'm going to focus just a little bit on a couple of these zombies and get them out of here. We'll use our PhD slider. We'll use our sword. Keep an eye on the Guardian. Don't take your eye off him. And if you get hit like we just did right there in this one, it is going to launch you out into that outer lava. So you got to be careful on that front. The zombies tend to be a little bit more difficult to deal with in this particular phase, just simply because you have so much less room in order to deal with them. But really, there isn't any more of them than there is during any other phase. But I think we got enough of them dealt with. And you can also kill the zombies off with the incantations. If you want to kill them off with incantations, kill them off with incantations. You can definitely use those. You have all of the incantations available to you around this map. As you can see, our arena here is getting very small, but we need to focus in on his chest. And sometimes he can get really aggressive here and really chase you around the map here. So you really got to be on the move. You got to be nimble on your feet. You got to be making sure you're paying attention to the lava. Every time you turn to run, make sure you are looking down at the ground. See if there is anything down there that's going to cause you harm and damage. There we go. Just keep on moving. We're doing really good damage. We're doing almost 3,000 damage during this phase, which is pretty huge. See how you get knocked all the way out into that lava, all the way out into it. You get knocked. So you got to be really careful there. All right, come on, little guy. Let's go. There we go. Let me get some shots. Come on, Cool Whip, aim. You gotta aim, Cool Whip. You gotta aim. This Tonto definitely getting the job done. I'm feeling pretty confident with this weapon. Got a doppelgas to deal with there. Where did he go? There he is. I lost him for a moment. All right, we are almost done here. You see that health bar is way down low there. Oh no. I'm gonna fire off my ether shroud here, and that'll keep the zombies off of me for just a moment. And there we go. That is the Guardian fight finished. And it takes a little bit of practice, but once you have done it a time or two, you're pretty much going to be able to defeat him every single time. I have made some mistakes here and there, and no matter how many times I have fought this Guardian, I still occasionally make a mistake here and there as well. It's okay to make mistakes, just kind of learn from them and keep practicing, but kind of do everything we talked about here. Keep moving and make sure you're focusing on those weak points there. And now that you know where all of the weak points are and how to get them, maybe this fight will be a little bit easier for you. I'll go ahead and throw a build up here that I was using for this Tonto, and if you want to give it a shot, go ahead. Thank you so much. And if you want to see some more Cool Whip, go ahead and check out this video here. My name is Cool Whip, and I'm out.